Want to earn a transfer degree or need training to jumpstart your career? Mineral Area College is the place for you. MAC offers affordable tuition, dedicated instructors, vibrant campus life, and flexible classes, on campus and online. When you're at MAC, you can find a future. You can find a community. You can even find yourself. Apply online at mineralarea.edu. Offers affordable tuition, dedicated instructors, vibrant campus life, and flexible classes, on campus and online. When you're at MAC, you can find a future. You can find a community. You can even find yourself. Apply online at mineralarea.edu.
Hey, how's it going? Welcome to MAC. We're really glad you're here. We're going to take you on a tour of our campus today. So we're going to start here in our technology building. Most of our MAC students start their days through these doors. MAC has been a long-standing pillar in our community. We actually just turned 100 years old, so we're really excited to have you as a part of the legacy that is Mineral Area College. So we're going to start in our esports lab, and we'll tell you a little bit about that program here at the school. So this is our esports lab, and esports is new to the campus. It's actually only under 2 years old, but we're already national champions. So esports plays games such as Smash Bros, Rocket League, Valorant, and Overwatch, and you can definitely be a part of those teams. Tryouts are really easy, and we have them quite frequently. Games are played once a week, so it's really an easy commitment for a really fun time. So here at MAC, we have something called navigators. Now, those are our academic advisors here on campus. The role of a navigator is to assist you as a MAC student. They're going to help you with things like registration, talking between your professors, if you don't know where to go on campus, or if you just wonder where we keep the free coffee. Those are things that they can help you with, and so much more. So we're going to quickly show you a classroom that we have here on campus. So this is a classroom where you'll have courses such as general education courses, Comp 1, Intro to Comp Skills, things like that. So it's a pretty easy setup, and if you notice, it's set up for about 24 students, but most of your classes are going to have anywhere between 13 to 19 students. So the class size is really small and really manageable. Your professor is going to know your name, they're going to want to know your story and how you got to MAC and how they can help you while you're here. So this is Student Services. Student Services is going to help you with any of those questions you have regarding admissions, financial aid, registration, classes, or once again, if you just don't know where you're going, these ladies at our front desk can definitely help you out. So this is our Career Services office. We have quite a few things happening in this office. We have our Access office, our Assessment office, and Career Services. So our Access office is the office that can assist you if you need accommodations in your classes. So if you're transferring in a 504 or an IEP or any medical conditions, we can help set up those accommodations in those classes. Our Assessment office is where you can take tests like your AccuPlacer. Now your AccuPlacer is really important because it allows us in admissions to know where you sit academically. We don't require a certain score on it. We do for some classes, but not to get into MAC. So we just want to know where you sit. We don't want to put you in a class that is going to make you cry every day, but we also don't want to put you in a class that you think is way too easy. We want to challenge you at just the right speed. We also have our Career Services in here. So Career Services is going to assist you in things like setting up your resume, how to do mock interviews. She also helps you with transfer fairs, so we have those twice a year if you're transferring to a four-year college. We also work with our work-study program in this office, so if you want to find a job and work on campus, we have a job available in just about every single field on campus, so Allison Sheets can assist you with that while you're here. So this is our concourse, and it's really the hub of student life here on campus. It's a great place to hang out in between classes. It's also where we have lots of student activities during the year. If you look above us, you can see our flags. Those aren't just for decoration. We do have a lot of international students represented here on campus. So we have students coming to us from Canada, Great Britain, Brazil, and Australia, the Bahamas, and they're a great way that we get to engage in a different cultural diversity. When I was coming to MAC, I thought that I was going to see the same kind of students that I saw at high school. But luckily, I got to engage with some students from other countries, and they got to learn about my country as well as me learning about theirs. So here on campus, we have the Learning Center. We have the Academic Resource Center, and we have our Excel side of things. So either way, you're going to find help with your studies. It's best to come in sooner rather than later, and definitely to set up an appointment so you're guaranteed that time with your tutor. They're going to help you in just about every single topic that we have as a class here on campus. And they work with your professors to assist you in studying and training you in what you're learning in class. You're going to be tutored not by your peers, but by either retired teachers or actual MAC faculty and staff. So I think that gives you some reassurance as a student that you're going to get really, really good help here on campus for you. So this is our food pantry. Now our food pantry is a no questions asked. You do not have to fill out any paperwork or be required for anything to take anything you need out of our food pantry. You can have $1 million in the bank or $0 in the bank and come in and get whatever you need. We have fresh produce, we have dairy, we have frozen meats, we've got diapers if you need them, so we really have everything that we can help you with. And we get donations every week. You're never going to take more than what we can give you. That's why it's here. So definitely take advantage of this really awesome resource we have on campus. So this is our simulation lab here on campus, and it is a really awesome resource for our nursing and our allied health students. We have mannequins in here that can do everything a human can do but walk. They blink, they breathe, they can bite you, they can give fluids, they can get fluids, and it's really cool, even if you're not a nursing major, to come down and check out those mannequins if you're able to. Our simulation lab is just one way here on campus that we stay up to date in the latest training for our students so that you're getting the best education you possibly can. So this is our atrium and our theater. Now, we have quite a few performances, I think, for a community college. We have at least 2 musicals every year, as well as various plays, jazz, and big band performances. Our Mineral Area Fine Arts Academy is heavily involved in the college, and we are so glad that we have them here on campus with us and as an opportunity for you to get involved with them. The atrium, we typically have receptions after a lot of our performances. It's a great way to mingle with either the speaker or the musician who just played. It allows you to really get a hands-on learning experience with what you just experienced in the theater. So this is our theater here on campus, and like I mentioned, we do tons of performances, I think, for a community college. We have we have MAC singers, we have our MAC community band, and those are all things that you can be a part of. Our community is also allowed to be involved in our musicals and our theater productions, so even if you don't attend Mineral Area College, you can definitely still audition and be a part of it. It's a really great time. So this is our art studio here on campus, and you can take classes in painting, drawing, printmaking, and clay. We've got quite a bit of opportunities here. I've even seen some students make massive creations out of cardboard. So we've got a lot of mediums and a lot of great, passionate professors who are really excited to teach you about the art majors. So this is our choir room, and it's also part of our Mineral Area Fine Arts Academy. Now, did you know that you don't have to be a music major to receive music scholarships? I think that's pretty awesome. But you can also be a part of our community band and our community choir. They do performances like our Veterans Day singing. They will perform at various community events. And once again, you don't have to be a MAC student to participate in our community band or our community choir. So this outdoor area is what we call our quad here on campus. And it's another one of those great places to hang out in between campus or in between classes. A lot of our students are commuters here at MAC, so you're not going to want to run home and take a nap because you're probably not going to come back to class. So you're definitely going to want to hang out in one of these spots. Another great thing is that we usually do student activities outside as well. We've got cornhole and volleyball, washers, horseshoes, tons of stuff that you can do in between classes. So this is our Cardinal Cafe here on campus. Now, almost all of our students are going to eat at least one meal while you're here. Now, if you're an on-campus living student, like you're living in College Park, your food is included in your room and board. And if you're a commuter, you can also buy a meal plan. Even if your parents are just coming to visit you on campus for the day, they can buy something from here too. Luckily, the food is really, really good. So this is our Bob Seacrest Fieldhouse. Now, primarily you're going to see a lot of basketball games, a lot of volleyball games, but you'll also see science fairs, you'll see different music performances, graduation is held in here. So we have a lot of activities happening in here. So this is our wellness center here on campus. You're primarily going to have a Fit for Life class in here, but you don't have to be in a class to use the facilities. And they're open whenever the buildings are open. So 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. you can come in here and work out. So this is our bookstore here on campus. So of course you're going to come here to grab all the books that you need for your classes, but if you look around, you can see that if you could put a cardinal head on it, we probably did. So we've got tons of great MAC merch for you to buy. You can also get your student ID picture taken here as well. So this is our library here on campus, and of course it's going to do typical library things. You can check out books. academic as well as just reading for fun. You can check out CDs if your car still takes those. You can even check out DVDs. We also have private study rooms if you need them. It's a great place if you need a really, really quiet environment, or if you have a group that needs to study and you guys get a little loud. Those are fantastic to use. We've got our computer labs here as well, and printing is free, so take advantage of that, but not too much. The chairs are really, really comfortable, another good place to hang out in between classes, and there's always a puzzle going on, so definitely stop by and check that out. So here on the second floor is where we have our labs. This is where you're going to take classes such as anatomy and physiology, biology, and chemistry. And if you look, we even have some little creatures in there for you guys to see while you're in class. So this is our clubhouse here on campus. It's over in College Park. It's our housing here for our students, and it's a great place to hang out if you're living on campus and you kind of just need to get away from your dorm mate, or if you want to come and watch a big game on the TV. And I think we're even getting foosball, so lots of different stuff that you can do. We've got 24-hour laundry service, which is coin and card, which I've never had before, so that's pretty awesome. There's also a computer lab, but there's no printer, so make sure you bring a jump drive so you can print your stuff over at the library. Thanks so much for joining us on our tour today. We're super excited to have you on campus, and we'll see you really soon. Hey, how's it going? Welcome to MAC. We're really glad you're here. We're going to take you on a tour of our campus today. So we're going to start here in our technology building. Most of our MAC students start their days through these doors. MAC has been a long-standing pillar in our community. We actually just turned 100 years old, so we're really excited to have you as a part of the legacy that is Mineral Area College. So we're going to start in our esports lab, and we'll tell you a little bit about that program here at the school. So this is our esports lab, and esports is new to the campus. It's actually only under 2 years old, but we're already national champions. So esports plays games such as Smash Bros, Rocket League, Valorant, and Overwatch, and you can definitely be a part of those teams. Tryouts are really easy, and we have them quite frequently. Games are played once a week, so it's really an easy commitment for a really fun time. So here at MAC, we have something called navigators. Now, those are our academic advisors here on campus. The role of a navigator is to assist you as a MAC student. They're going to help you with things like registration, talking between your professors, if you don't know where to go on campus, or if you just wonder where we keep the free coffee. Those are things that they can help you with, and so much more. So we're going to quickly show you a classroom that we have here on campus. So this is a classroom where you'll have class courses such as general education courses, Comp 1, Intro to Comp Skills, things like that. So it's a pretty easy setup, and if you notice, it's set up for about 24 students, but most of your classes are going to have anywhere between 13 to 19 students. So the class size is really small and really manageable. Your professor is going to know your name, they're going to want to know your story and how you got to MAC and how they can help you while you're here. So this is Student Services. Student Services is going to help you with any of those questions you have regarding admissions, financial.
Testing, check. We're on. Hello from the Bob Sechrist Fieldhouse, home of the Mineral Area Lady Cardinals, as they get set to host a region rival, the West Plains Grizzlies. Jared Pettis, Glenn Berry, and Braden Cooley, our entire crew, as we get you set for this one on the Parkland Sports Leader KFMO and on your home for MAC Athletics, KFMO Sports Plus. Glenn, this is one that I've had circled on my calendar since the season started. Well, now we're here, MAC receiving votes, West Plains number 19 in the nation. This should be two opponents or two teams with a game with two teams that are really looking to get a one-up on the other.
Yeah, I think this is a game where both teams, when they come into this, they look at this as kind of a marker in their season, because I think West Plains knows that MAC is playing very well right now. They know they've got their momentum going. They've seen what they've been doing so far after kind of getting off to a little bit of a rocky start. Now they're really motoring and getting some great play out of their entire team. But West Plains wants to come in here and see if they can knock them off their pedestal. And in the meantime, I think MAC looks at this game and says, hey, we know West Plains year in and year out is good. We want to knock them down and see if we can't get a leg up in this region.
And one thing about West Plains, Glenn, they've lost one set since September 11th.
Wow.
This is going to be one of the toughest matchups that MAC will play all season within the region.
And I think last year, if I remember correctly, we came to a game here at West West Plains that lasted a long, long time, and
Yep.
it was one of those games that just was tooth and nail back and forth. And I think these teams are getting to, be more of a rivalry than they ever were before. Back in the old days, it was just us and Three Rivers. Everybody else, wanted to beat Moberly, but everybody else was just like, okay, it's another team that's out there. Now it's getting to a point where West Plains is good. Even though East Central's had some struggles, they're good. Jefferson's going to be better. It's just one of those things that you've got to, got to be on top of your game every night.
It's going to be a tough one for the Lady Cardinals. It's going to be a tough one for the Grizzlies. Glenn, this one is going to be first 1 to 3, and I could definitely see it going 5. Like you had mentioned, that one last year that lasted a long time, that was sophomore night for the Lady Cardinals in a game they should have won and let it slip away in the 5th set. And then they played each other in the Region 16 tournament, and West Plains won that but lost in the Midwest District tournament, whereas Mineral Area won their Midwest District tournament and went on to the national tournament. So this is a West Plains team that, got the upper hand on MAC in the region tournament, but didn't get as far as MAC, and they're going to be looking to get to that national tournament this year.
And, this is also a team, I think, tonight when we look at West Plains, they've got a lot of confidence coming into this game. They've got some players that have been around for a little while, and even their freshmen have really showed up early in this year. And then you look on the opposite side of MAC, and I think the one thing we have to watch for with Mineral Area here tonight is, are they on their A game? Are they sitting back on their heels? Are they playing not to lose? Are they playing to win? As Coach Tim Coleman talks about, if I keep wanting to call him Coleman, but it's Copeland. But if they, play back and don't really get aggressive when they need to be aggressive, or they're too aggressive when they don't need to be, it could be a long night for MAC. It could be a short night set-wise, but a long night score-wise. So they've got to be on their game tonight.
It's the Kevin Ball Auto Body pregame show on KFMO. We'll take a break, come back and hear from the head coach of the Lady Cardinals, Tim Copeland. He's in his 20th season. They're receiving votes, and they're 10-3 on the season. 1-0 in region play, 2-0 in conference play, undefeated on their home floor. Our conversation with Coach Copeland coming up after this on KFMO. Turn to the Kevin Ball Auto Body pregame show by the 20th year head coach of the Mineral Area Lady Cardinals, Tim Copeland. Coach, another home game, another conference game, another region game. What do you expect out of this one against a tough West Plains team?
Well, I mean, it's going to be, I think, a hard match. They're ranked 18th or 19th this week. We got in the rankings a little bit, so we made it, I think, 21, one out. So it should be a good match if we work hard and play hard, but I know they're good. They got, two of the really good hitters and outside in the middle, and, it's the competition we need now, though. We're 10-3. It's time to have that next step up. We've been talking about all the season as far as the process. I think we're ready for that. We may not do everything perfect, but we need to get pushed even harder, kind of like the Jeffco game, to make us have to gut and grind and come out on top, or at least come out and figure out what we got to work on. So I'm expecting a hard-fought game. I'm expecting us to work hard. I'm expecting them to work hard, and I'm expecting, hopefully to, take it as far as we can to get a win.
That hard-fought game, it's something that we saw last week against Jefferson, one that you had expected a tough matchup and one that went 5 sets. Do you expect another 5-setter in this one?
I mean, it's hard to tell. I mean, it could be. I think that if both of us play as good as we can play, I think we're halfway close to being competitive together. Right now I think they're probably a little more polished than we are, just because of they've been playing together and they didn't have a couple hiccups like we had early in the season. But I can't make an excuse all year. I mean, we're 10-3 now, and it's still a good start. It's not. I'd rather be 10-3 than 3-10. And we have made progress. But even against Jeffco, we went 2 games and didn't play near like we did the other 3. So we just got to find that consistency for a longer time span than just 5-10 points and then lose 5 and have to fight back. So I'm expecting it to be a good fought match. It can go 3-0 either way. It can go 5 games and figure out what happens. So hopefully we just play well and progress and see where we're at.
Something that I've noticed over the last week and a half as far as high school games go are sets and games being decided by free points given away. How important are those free points given to the other team in a game like this where it's a region opponent and a team that's obviously a really tough team like West Plains always is? Well,
I mean, I always tell a team that each side is going to give away 5 points a game. Whether we try as hard as we can, we're still going to give up 5. We're going to miss a serve, hit a ball out. Something's going to happen. It's the team that gives away more than 10 that loses. So, if we can stay between 5 and 10, I think we have a really good chance of winning, if mistake-wise. But we played a game not too long ago. We gave away 14 or 15 points in one game of 25. So the team only had to score 10, earn 10. It's just who makes the least amount of errors usually has an opportunity to win. Not always, but for the most part, have more of a chance at the end to win than the team that makes more errors.
Have you liked the way that the team has responded each game this year? Yeah, you're 10-3, but there are some wins that a team can respond to. Have you liked the way your team's responded this year?
Well, I wasn't sure, even like the Jefferson game, I wasn't sure how he was going to come out. Was it going to be energized? Was it going to be nervous? Was it going to be, second guessing or what? The first game I thought we really come out and played hard and played well. Then kind of fell in the second game, almost like, okay, we won the first one. It was, we worked hard. Now it's coast, and you can't do that against any good team. And especially against West Plains, who's, good and they're ranked and they're got big hitters. You can't take off a game or two or a point or two, or not. Next thing you know, you're down 10-4 and you can't catch up. Yeah. You can get down 7-5, you can get down 10-8 and work your way back. You can't get down 14-4 and then decide to come back. It doesn't work against good teams. So we just got to keep ourselves competitive and keep ourselves working hard to we're in the game at all times, and then hopefully they give away 2 or 3 points at the end and we catch up.
A game against a region opponent in West Plains and the importance of region games. I know I asked you against Jefferson about how that game is more important than the last game and how coaches say each game is more important. But when you get to this time of the year and now halfway, if not a little bit further than halfway into the season, when do the games start to really get more important?
Well, your region games are always important because it's decided at the end of the year who's going to be first, second, third, who's going to host, who's not host, but who's going to have a bye and who's not. So the regional games are always important, conference and region, because you're trying to get that banner too, But for me, early in this year, it was all about, okay, there's a process of what we're going to have to do. We're not going to be as good the 5th game as we should be the 10th, and we're not going to be as good the 10th as we should be the 15th. So that stepping stone now is starting to get there from a couple of games we've had, and this is just another challenge that's going to put us to where we're at and see what we need to work on.
I know I asked you earlier in the year as well where you thought your team was on a scale of 1 to 10. Now we're later in the season. How have they improved? Where do you think they are now on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being the best?
What did I tell you the first time?
I think you said 6 or maybe 5.
I'd say we're probably 7.5. Probably close to being 7 or 8.
You got West Plains today. Coach, best of luck. We'll talk to you after the game.
All right, thanks, sir.
That's the head coach of the Mineral Area Lady Cardinals. That's Tim Copeland. They're receiving votes towards the national poll, but as Glenn and I had mentioned, going to be a tough one today against the number 19th ranked team in the nation. That is the West Plains Grizzlies. Glenn, final thoughts before we get into this one. What's your keys to the game?
I think the key to the game is just like Tim Copeland said. If Mac's going to win this game tonight, they can't get behind and get way behind. He used the example of you can't fall down 14-4 against a good team and keep coming back. They're going to have to be aggressive when they need to be, not aggressive when they don't need to be, and they're going to have to play a really, really good game. On the other side, I think West Plains is coming in